Can't get away with it. I'm gonna put this microphone down for you here so I can see all of you. I would like to express a sincere thank you to the members of the board, Dr. Griffith and Mr. Redmond, the Teacher of the Year Coordinator, for all of their support. To my principal, Joyce Crow, there is no thank you great enough to cover the extraordinary way you lead educators, collaborate with colleagues, and honor children. To my colleagues at Tillman, we are small but mighty. And to my husband, Nick, there's not a single word that I could say that could possibly thank you for your support, our children, our life. I truly have had the benefit of being an American educator. I've educated students in the Midwest, on the West Coast, and the East Coast. I have educated students in public schools, private schools, and independent schools. There have been schools that were publicly funded, independently funded, funded because of the generosity of some people, and funded because a group of people worked diligently to find the money. I've had the privilege of working and seeing many classrooms. My first classroom was actually a basketball court, and my students were 3- and 4-year-old children in a skills camp. I remember another classroom that was a strictly needs-based preschool for children. My only job was to read those children books because nobody in their family had time to read. Not because they didn't want to, but because circumstance prevented it. There was a Montessori classroom where the teachings of Maria Montessori were strict. And there was an early childhood classroom that believed children should play with a purpose. There was a 2nd grade classroom where in a class of 28 students, there were 5 different languages spoken and 3 different religions. And there was a classroom in the basement of a church that hadn't seen a new coat of paint in 30 years. And then one day, after an exciting brainstorm, it did. We live in an interesting time right now when you think about how divisive our politics are, debates over how a child should be educated, and concerns about budgets. We are experiencing it in our own county, and I'm experiencing it in my own school. I bring all of this up, and I bring up all of the schools I have seen and the places I have taught, because what I have found is that in all these places, it didn't matter what the politics were, or what was the budget. What I found really matters is us. We are the resource that matters. We are the unlimited resource. The teachers, support staff, custodians, the bus drivers, food service, the counselors, the administration, every single person that has the opportunity to engage with one of our students. Recently, I was struck by my own 2-year-old's observation skills. We were at a restaurant, and a woman in heels walked by on her way to the restroom. My daughter stopped what she was doing, stared at the woman, and copied exactly the way the woman was walking. This woman had no idea that this small child was concentrating on her every move, internalizing it. And that's what our students do, you know. All day long, they become experts in us. They know us better than we know ourselves. It's why they can finish our sentences or anticipate our next move. And I want you to think about that. Really think about the weight of that. Those tiny humans, those medium-sized middle school humans, and those almost grown high school humans observing us. We make choices for our students despite the politics and the budgets in order to help our students succeed. If a student needs food, we find it. If a student needs help with homework, we find a tutor. We pool our money to buy glasses for a student when the parents can't afford it. We have a community garden and put bags of salad in our students' backpacks. Our students have a cheering squad at the end of each month when they have positive behavior. When our parents weren't showing up for school functions, we didn't blame them. We looked at our institutional practices and asked, what can we do differently, and made adjustments. Instead of a traditional back-to-school night where we talk at them, we started hosting a community dinner so we could talk with them. We hold PE nights and science festivals. We write grants to create experiences for our students, and when someone provides an opportunity, we say yes. If the schedule has to change, we are flexible. We read professional books about trauma and professional learning communities. We are the resource that matters. Our relationships matter. Our moments count between each other as a TCPS staff. Do we see one another? Are our interactions positive? Our moments count between our students and ourselves. Do we see them? Are our interactions positive? And our moments count when we help them facilitate relationships between each other. Do we ask them to see each other, to keep their interactions positive? All of these moments matter. As an early childhood educator, I see how my piece fits into this entire TCPS puzzle. I understand how each lesson fits into each unit, which fits into each grade, year after year after year, and the impact is unlimited. I know that if I teach a 5-year-old compassion, work ethic, high expectations, and collaboration, if I do my part, then at the end of this whole living, breathing idea we call Talbot County Public Schools, our students will continue to achieve all day, every moment, and relationship matters.